we're going to get started. And Violet, I sent some questions to you about how to talk to kids about difficult subjects. And some people are hesitant to talk about difficult subjects with children because they're worried it's going to add more stress to them. And we would love to learn about your thoughts about that.
Okay, now. Yes, I have those questions right here, actually.
Thank you.
And I'm going to ask Martha to read the question.
How do I advise parents on how to talk to kids about what is happening right now? Won't this information be scary for them and make them more anxious?
Well, you know, children always know what's going on. They already know there's something going on and that it could be scary, but they pick up feelings and words from the parents and anyone else around. And so my feeling is that it's very important to tell children the truth, tell them what's going on in words that you can imagine they will understand, and then stress how we're trying to do everything we can to be safe and okay. And that's why we wear masks, and that's why we're staying away from our usual social activities, and that's why there's no school, because we want to be safe and not get sick. And so I think that telling them what's happening and what you're doing is important. They know something's going on, and they always often imagine the worst. So it's better to be right up front about everything. Hey.
Okay. And the second question, what happens if children aren't asking about what is happening right now? Should parents or therapists educate them, even if that's not what they're asking for?
Well, I repeat, they know that something is going on, and they may not be telling you or asking because maybe it's too much or too scary or they don't quite understand. So again, I feel it's important to say, hey, let me tell you what's going on. And you may not know or you may not wonder, but I want to tell you about it because they know that you're trying to stay safe. They know that somebody's home and they're not going to work. They know that things are different. Money is a problem. Going shopping, grocery shopping might be a problem. And so it's very important to keep kids in the loop and tell them what's going on. And somebody asked him one of the questions, how do you know if the child is stressed but unable to talk about it? Well, you know if things are different in any way to your usual way of doing things. Maybe they're not sleeping well, maybe they're having bad dreams, maybe they're not eating well as much as they usually do, maybe they're wanting to stay home next to you when they weren't like that before. I would suggest that you could say, hey, I bet you're feeling funny about all this, because you don't ask the child, how do you feel? Or are you feeling scared? You could say, I bet you feel scared about what's going on. Child says, no, I'm not scared. Then you know they're not really at that point. Or they might say, yeah. So that's when you can begin to tell them what you're doing to stay safe.
What should I do for children who are exhibiting signs of stress?
Well, uh, the reason I'm laughing is that here we all are in this, doing the work, this work of what you call the Oaklander model. So I would certainly ask them to draw a picture of something that's bothering them, or maybe just take some colors and scribble on the paper of what's a feeling that they have, rather than even drawing anything specific that's bothering them. But that's one thing you could ask them to do, and I can assure you that it helps to relieve stress. Right, Martha?
Yes, I did a drawing with Violet yesterday and it was wonderful.
Even adults can do this. And or you can ask them to draw how they, how they wish life would be, or you could ask them to draw a safe place and then an unsafe place. And I've varied any one of the projective techniques that we use. Make a sand tray about what's going on right now.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a good lead in, but Lynn also has a question, Violet. Lynn?
Hi, Violet.
Oh, hi. Hi there.
How are you doing?
Okay, okay.
So I know that you're very aware of current events, and I'm wondering if you could talk about how we can help children with their fear about the protests and their questions about racism.
Yeah, well, I think we need to be upfront about that too. I think you could say, some people don't like people that look different than them. I mean, see, you have brown eyes. There's some people who don't like people who have blue eyes. There's some people that don't like people with different color skins. And, we say we're white, but we're not really white. We're sort of, I don't know what we are. I don't even know what color that is. Anyway, I think we need to be upfront with everything. And we can choose our words based on what they can understand, and maybe giving it. And we don't like that. There's some people who do that and we don't like it. And you might give them some examples, like they don't get this job because of the color of their skin, or they don't get a raise in money because of that, or they might get hurt because somebody feels threatened by somebody with a different color skin. Racism is everywhere, unfortunately. I mean, I actually grew up in Massachusetts, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and there were very few Jews in Cambridge. And when I told somebody my name, I could feel them acting different toward me. So, it's everywhere, but the racism that we're talking about today is the racism of somebody getting hurt because of the color of their skin. And that is so unfair, and we don't like it. And we're going to do whatever we can personally to make sure we don't do that. So I don't know if that answers you, but it's kind
Yeah,
of
thank
an
you.
emotional question. I can feel my emotions rising as I talk about this. I don't know what to say that's right.
Well,
Thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you, Violet.